yourself. So
please don't evict me.
so you understand, you can, Temitope and others, you can actually delete a query. When you delete a query, it doesn't delete the data. It only deletes the underlying query that has produced that data. So this guy, you can see now that I cannot edit the query again. I can't go back to Power Query. If I come to my 32 now that we cleaned, can you see now that the moment I am on the data, can you see now that we have what we call query on my top rightmost part? Can you see query now? So which I can click on edit, but the moment I click on this delete, it is gone and gone. No way around that again. So just be careful before you delete. That's what I have. And you can also open the Power Query. You see your query, you right click on that particular query and you delete. So that is that about that. Guys, you are welcome to today's class. I'm happy to have all of us in today's class. Okay, so what we want to work on today, guys, I want us to open our exercise one file. Remember, we were working with one exercise one file. Guys, remember we were working with one exercise one file?
Yes.
Yes, I want you guys to open it. We want to work with it today. We are going back to it. So
the Bluetooth device.
Some people's let's move again. Okay. So we want to work with it today. And basically the only thing we need there is this data. That's this data, not, let me check. I think we have, do we have several? I need to confirm something. A to V and sheet 6 is, I think is the same thing. We have a sales data sheet, right, guys?
Yes.
Yes, so is that sales data sheet we want to work with. In fact, what I want to do is I don't need other things. I can decide to take it to another Excel sheet entirely. You understand? I can take it because that's the only thing I need there. So I'm taking it to another Excel sheet entirely. Are you guys with me? I think that's.
Do you highlight and copy, or you cut?
I'm not cutting. I'm copying.
Okay.
So I have it in my new. I just want to work with that one alone. You understand? So you can just basically copy very easily by coming to. Let me show you, because you don't need to be highlighting it one by one. You just come over here. Can you see on my top left corner?
I can't see your cursor.
Just hold on. I think you are the one holding it, so just hold on. Okay, you can see now. It's so. Can you see this where I'm pointing to? That corner. You can just go there and click. Okay. Yeah, that corner. Just go there and click.
Okay.
So once you click on that place, it selects everything. It selects everything, and you can Control C and Control V in a new Excel sheet. Because we just want to, and I save it as sales data. You understand, guys? So that's what we want to work with. We have the data already. Let me just keep it here. Everything looks good. Save. Okay, so I've saved it as sales data exercise. So what we want to do is we have this data most of the time. you are going to have your work like this. Remember, we are working, is some part of Power BI wants to do, which is data modeling. So it's what we want to do is, we are not actually working on Power BI at the moment. You understand? I want to show you something else first, which is very important. So we have this data now. How do we create a data model for this data? That is what we want to do in today's class. And I hope you guys have your pen and paper with you. Do you have something like a pen and where you can write? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. So we want to learn. I don't know how to do it too. So we are going to do it together. And you are going to show me what you have done. You understand? I'll give you instruction you are going to do, and you are going to send your end results when I ask for it to the group so that I can review. We all need to do it. As long as you're in this class, we all need to do it. So do I have your agreement? Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we are here. We are here.
It's just one person or two that is answering me. I need us to answer.
Yes, we are with you.
You have my agreement that you are going to follow, do what I ask you to do and send the results to me. You just write some things in your, yeah, thank you. Some people are not talking. So Engineer Tom is not talking, Engineer Clement is not talking, Adeniji is not talking. So,
Yes, we'll try.
Okay, is it that they don't want to do?
Sorry, what are we supposed to do?
Don't worry, you will see now. I will tell us. I will tell us. What you just need to do now is have a pen and a book with you, so that you can write some things down and you eventually snap it with your phone to the group. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So now we want to learn how to build a data model in Power BI. So these are all the steps basically that we need to follow. And we are going to be doing almost 1 to 10 into this class. 1 to 10, we are going to be doing it in today's class. Are we good to go, guys? Okay. So I'm going to be navigating between my Excel file. You have your Excel file too, and my PowerPoint slide. Is that okay? So inside this Excel file, you guys are going to be working on your own paper. But me, I don't have a paper I can work with now. So I'm going to use Excel. I'm not asking you to do it now. I'm going to have my screen here, which I'm going to be typing some stuffs. So you too, so that you can see. But you're also going to be doing something similar in paper on your own work. Is that okay, guys? So we want to build a data model. We will understand about it later. Let's just do this first. So when we want to build a data model, what do we do? Step 1, identify all report fields. So what does this mean? Identify all report fields means you want to identify all the column headers in tables and elements used in your reports. So what we need to do is, you remember these are all the column headers in tables and element of charts that will be used eventually in your reports. You understand? So take note, tables is just your data that has been converted to table, you understand? And reports is whatever you want to show. Maybe you want to show sales by month, sales by year, sales by manager's name, all those year, month, manager's name. They are what we need. So we want to identify our report fields. So we come to our data now. We want to do step 1. Is that okay, guys? So I'm going to look at my data, guys. This is our data now. You can see now, what is the definition of report fields? All column headers in tables and element of charts. So guys, I want us to write it down. In my own case, I'm going to we are not doing it in Excel, guys. I'm the only one doing it in Excel. You guys are going to be writing it down on your booklets. Is that okay? So what I'm just going to have in this case is I have my column headers, and want to identify it. We've identified it as column headers. These are the column headers. So these are my report fields. So we should write it down, please. Write it down. Make sure you have space, enough space. I want us to write it down.
Mario,
guys.
you mean we should write all these column headers down?
Yes. I'm going to wait for us. Report fields are our column headers. So write everything down. Row ID, order date, ship mode, customer ID, customer name, everything, write it down. We need to write it down. They are our report fields. So eventually we make sure you create enough space in your paper because we are going to be putting something in front of it. So like a table, you understand? So you might need up to 7 columns or 6. So make sure you are writing. You are writing.
This one will contain number.
You have a paper or something with you now. You have book with you now.
Well, no, when you said we might be needing up to 7 columns.
Yeah, it's just the things you are going to be writing is very small. It's not word. This is the longest thing you are ever going to be writing. All of that things are just like A, B, like just one letter.
Okay, sir.
Yes, ma. So I'm waiting for you guys. Row ID, other ID, everything, write it down. Please, we all need to do it. If you don't do it, I will know by the time you ask a question and I won't go back. So we all need to do it. If you are joining late, we are working on data model, and in creating a data model, we have some 10 steps we have to follow. Step 1 is identify all report fields. You guys should identify all your report fields for this data. You have your data with you in your Excel sheet, so you can check it. Row ID, we've identified all of them, and this is it listed out.
Order date, ship mode.
So I'm not in a hurry. Let us all do it.
Customer ID, customer name.
I'm sorry if I'm making some people right. Especially it will have been lots of people have written, but we need to do it. So
Sorry, please don't be annoyed with me. What did you say we should do? I joined a bit late now.
just write everything we have here on my screen. Write it down. They are our report feeds. They are basically the column headers in our data. Is that okay? They are our column headers in the data that we have. This exercise 1 data that we have that we've been using. So we just want to write everything down in a book. So I want you guys to write it in a book with you.
Done.
Fastest finger.
Small.
No worry, I'm with you. We have about a minute more anyway. So Temitope, I can't hear you again. Are you doing it?
I'm done writing.
Okay, nice. You can raise your hand once you are done so that I can know and I can move forward. We just have about 30 seconds more. So
Should I show you what I say?
No, don't show me yet. I don't need to see it yet. You can raise your hand if you are done so that I can see us. You don't need to show me now. I don't need it now. I want final product. This is just the start. Guys, I'm waiting for you. Aladimiji Alarakwe, are you doing it? Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. So I think I can go to the next step. The next step says that categorize the fields. We want to categorize the fields into reporting lines or values. So what does it mean? Basically, any field, any column, you know, we have the columns now. Any column that that you can aggregate, it is a value. Any column that is a category or that you cannot aggregate is going to be a what? A reporting line.
Yeah, speaking English, what's aggregate?
Aggregate is that we can sum. You know, for example, now, order ID is just going to be some numbers. We can, or customer ID, we cannot sum it together. Abi now? You can't, yes, you can't sum dates together too. Like January 2021 and 1st of August 2020. It doesn't give you any information. I don't know if you understand. So all those things, categories, anything that is a text, all those things, some things can be number, but it is going to be what? Reporting line. For example, let's assume I have a phone number now in my reporting fields. Phone number, you cannot aggregate it together. It doesn't give us any information. You cannot sum. So it's going to be what? It's going to be a what? A reporting line. But anything that is a number that you can aggregate, like sales, discount, profit, age, all those things are what? Are values. So guys, I'm not going to be doing it after now. So we just want to do what? We want to categorize now. And what I want us to do is you just have another column. And for example, my sales is going to be V. Just put V there. And category is going to be R. So complete it for everything, R and V's. I'm not going to do it. You just need to do it now. So the task is what? Categorize your fields into reporting lines or values. So just look at it. I've given us explanation. So don't ask me whether profit is going to be reporting lines or values. I've explained sales is a value because it is a number that you can sum together. Something can be a number in its actual sense. You can go back to the data and check. For example, look at order ID. It comprises of number and text, but basically it is a what? It is going to be a reporting line because I can't sum it. It doesn't give me any information. Order date is going to be a reporting line because I cannot aggregate it together. It doesn't give me any information. So, do you guys get what I'm trying to say? So I want us to just fill everything, categorize everything. Guys, we need to be in class. If we are distracted or multitasking, it's going to draw all of us back. This is very important for us to understand and know it for once and for all. What we want to do is categorize these guys into reporting lines of values. So when you want to categorize, just put R or V in front of it. That's all. That's the task. R or V. R is reporting line. V is what? Values. So I'm not going to do it for us. Complete all these guys. We have like 20. Is it 20 or how much is it? 22. So for these 22 fields, categorize it into R's and V's. R and V's. R and V's.
Please, sir. I omitted discount, so I went to put it on the last night.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's no order to it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. R and V's.
Done.
So guys, it's basically easy. Again, what you want to do is you want to categorize your fields into R or V. R is reporting line. V is values. Anything that you can sum is a value. Anything you cannot sum is a what? Is a reporting line. It's just like categorical data and quantitative data. So anything that is a category is a reporting line. Anything that is quantitative is a what? Is a value.
So this channel, what does it mean? I'm trying to understand what channel means.
Just go to the data and check.
I have checked. I see that numbers, but I don't know.
Yeah, so what do you think is going to be? We have channel and we have purchasing channel. It's just like an ID, channel ID. It's just an ID. Channel is just an ID, basically. So you need to check. Always go back to your data if you have any question. If you don't understand anything, we need to understand our data to do this task correctly. You understand? So it's not by name. It is by checking. You understand? If you don't go back to check, you may, I'm sorry guys, let me unmute some of us.
Hello.
So we need to go back to data to check some stuff. It's not by name, it's by checking. So we need to confirm what is there. So the fact that something is a number does not make it automatically a value. You need to know what does it mean. Channel here is channel ID. So ask yourself, if I sum it together, does it give me any information? Is it a category? Is it a reporting line?
Meaningful.
Yeah, does it give me something meaningful? Can we find the standard deviation summing? Does it make any sense? So basically, channel is a channel ID. So that is that about that. Categorize all your fields. Categorize all of them. Categorize all of them.
So I'm sorry for drawing you back. This is a Excel sheet. I don't know how we got it.
We have it already. We have it already. It's our exercise 1 file we have been working with. There is a sales data there that we used to create pivot table. It is that data we are working with now. Okay. I think I've answered your question. Have I answered your question?
Yes.
Okay. So I think we are all done. We now go to, guys, we need to be doing it. Are we doing it?
I'm done.
Yes, we are doing it.
Okay. Because if you ask me question about step 1, and when we reach step 5, I may not answer also. So I'm going to step 3 now. Step 3, we now group those reporting lines. Remember now, we talked about reporting lines and values in our step 2. In step 3, don't worry guys, I'm going to send this, what's it called? PowerPoint to us. So you don't need to take screenshot or whatever you want to do. I'm going to send it to us. Step 3 says group reporting lines into hierarchies. I'm going to explain what I mean by hierarchy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to my Excel sheets, guys. And when I'm just going to use, I don't have everything filled up, but I'm just going to use states. I'm going to use this guy to explain. We want to group it into hierarchies. What hierarchy means is that once you know that one, you know all these reporting line now, once you know one of it, it opens the door to others. For example, if I know postal code, do you know instantly the postal code of a place give me information about that state, about that region, about that country? Because postal code is always unique. Is that not so?
Yeah.
Is that not so?
So
yeah.
Yes.
So postal code is always unique. So if I know the postal code of a place, I can know that state. So if Zainab tells me that our postal code of our address is 200000, I just need to go and check somewhere, and I'm going to know the state, our local government. You get that now. So now, when you now look at it, it means that automatically there is a relationship between postal code, state, region, and country. Is that not so? Is that not so?
Yes.
So it means that all these 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, they are hierarchy. They exist as a group. But if you know
Yes.
postal code of a place, does it tell you anything about the product name?
No.
No, it doesn't tell us. So what we are going to do is that for our postal code now, I'm going to call it D1. D1. You understand? That is group 1, and group 1. Because they are all in the same what? In the same
hierarchy.
Yes, they are hierarchical. Then you now need to be checking it one by one. I'm not the one that is going to check it for you. You are not going to look at it again. Okay. Basically, you are doing it for all the items that are ours. You understand? You're only doing it for your house. These don't have hierarchy. There is no relationship between sales and quantity. You understand? So you are only working on house. So I just come to my other hour. I'm just going to look at product ID is going to be another hierarchy. If I know the product ID of a particular product, I can know the particular category it belongs. I can know the subcategory, and I can know the product name. Is that not so?
Sure.
Yeah. So that is another hierarchy. So what I want us to do is for all your hours, look at them. Look at all your hours and group them into their hierarchies by calling it D1, D2. So you may have up to D5, I don't know. You may have up to D10, I don't know. I can explain again.
Yes, please.
This is the last time I'm
Please
going
mute
to repeat
this
it.
person playing music in the background. Thank you.
So guys, listen. I'm going to explain again. I may not repeat the explanation. Hierarchies are for your reporting lines. So let me maybe I should just fill it up. Okay, so, and I have V. Okay, so now in my hierarchies, you just need to look at all your hours and say that, okay, which one belongs to the same family? You understand? So if you look at it very well now, you just begin to ask yourself, some are going to be the only member in their family. It is very possible a particular reporting field is the only member in that family. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It is very possible you are going to find a reporting field that is the only member. So which means that if it is the only member, it is going to belong to its own hierarchy. It is just going to have one. It is going to be the only one there. So for customer ID and customer name now, they are going to belong to the same family. I can call it D1, D1. You understand? Then I come to segment. I'm going to ask, is segment part of customer name or not? I don't know. You guys know. If it is part of it, you call it D1. If it's not part of it, you give it another one. You understand? Then you come to category, product ID. I can call product ID D2. Product ID, if I know the product ID, I can know the category, I can know the subcategory, I can know the product name. So they all belong to the same family. I call it D2. Then I look at other hours. Okay, channel, is channel D1 or D2? If channel is D1, I'm going to call it what? D1. If I'm going to come to purchasing channel too. If it is under D1, I'm going to call it D1. If it's under D2, I'm going to call it D2. And if it is not belonging to the same family as D1 or D2, what am I going to call it, guys?
D3.
Thank you. I'm going to call it D3. I'm not saying it's D3. It is for you to decide.
Yes.
Then I come to state again. I come to purchasing channel. I ask myself the same question. I come to states. Does it belong to any other family that I've named? If it doesn't belong, what do? You give it a name. You understand? You give it a name. You give it a name, and you ask yourself, is region belonging to the same family as state, or as category, or as customer name? If it belongs to the same family as state, what do you call it? D4. You ask yourself the same question for country, the same question for what? The same question for what? For postal code. Okay. So you ask yourself the same question for all the other items like that. So hold on for me. So that is basically what you want to do. So what I want us to do now is let us quickly look at all these guys and group them into D1s, D2, D3. I don't know the number of Ds that exist. It may be up to 5, 6, 7, or 8. So let us basically fill it. Let us basically complete it. So I'm waiting in the background for
I think I finished my own.
I think I'm done. Okay.
I don't do it and no there. Hello, sir. Or is it my network? Can anybody hear me?
It's not a network.
I hear you.
Okay, yes, I can hear you.
Hear you.
Are we guys done?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have grouped them into hierarchies now. So when you have grouped them into hierarchies. So we want to move to step, where is it? Where's my slide?
Step 4 now.
Step 4.
Step 3. Dimension key.
Step 4 is dimension key. We want to identify dimension keys. So what is a dimension key? Remember, you will have grouped them into hierarchies. So remember, you have grouped them into hierarchies. So the next column is what? Dimension key. So for any group, remember there are several families or group. So let's assume this is a group, D2, D2. This is a group. You understand? You just need to pick one of them as a dimension key. We call it dimension key or reporting key. What it means is that it is that member of the family that has the lowest granularity. What I mean is that once you know that guy, you know every other thing. Granularity. So once you know that guy, you know every other thing. So what is that thing that opens door to every other thing in this particular group of product ID? Once you know it, it gives you information about other things in that group.
The product ID.
Yes, thank you. So product ID is it. We call it RK. That is the dimension key. So once you have done for the product ID for this group, you go to group D2, D1, and look at that member of the family. That is going to be the what? The reporting key. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So we have an hierarchy already. So each in the hierarchy, there is going to be a lowest member. That lowest member opens door. It opens door to every other thing. Once you know it, you know the local government, the everything about that person. You understand? So for example, as Nigerians now, I think if I know your BVN or NIN, I can know your gender, I can know your name, I can know your, what's it called now? Where you live. I think I can even know your phone number, your account numbers. I can know your, it gives me information about, yeah, you understand? It gives you information about every other thing. The moment I know your NIN, I can know your father. I think when you do NIN, you also, there's a place for father, mother, all those things. You understand what I'm trying to say? So NIN is going to be the reporting key in that case. So guys, for all your Ds, I want us to identify the reporting key. For all your Ds, identify the reporting key. For all your Ds, identify the reporting key. For all your Ds, identify all the reporting keys. I'm waiting in the background. I'm waiting for us. So you just need to write okay.
What if in a group it's just one member it has?
Yeah, that one member is going to be the reporting key there.
Okay.
Tomorrow, it cannot have children, but today that we know it is the reporting key. Okay. I'm waiting for us. Okay, I assume we are almost done.
If that done it somehow.
No, not somehow. I'm going to mark what we are doing, That's why you are doing it and you are going to take the picture. The reason you need to do it now is because after today, when you want to work on your own project, you are going to be doing something similar and I must not do it for you. I want you guys to make mistake. There is no problem if you make mistake. You understand? But we learn more from our mistakes. If you don't do it now, you are missing a lot of things because eventually when you want to do your project or any other thing, you will not know how to do it. This data modeling is very fundamental to any Power BI project. So it is the very first thing. You can see, I always emphasize in any work. Yes, a good part of data analysis work is visualization and analysis reports. But report is not always the first thing. Can you see now? You already know the first thing now. We have our data. You transform your data. Then you what? You do data modeling. We are working on data modeling now. You understand? And we are going to see where we are going. Just hold on with me. Don't let us be in our haste. So, Madam Zainab, don't do it somehow.
Okay, sir.
Yes, ma. Oladepo, you can lower your hand because it may be paining you already. So you guys have identified your reporting keys. So the next step is identify fact 5 fields. I'm going to tell you what we mean. Fact 5 fields are basically easy. They are the fields that are reporting keys and value fields. So what I want us to do, remember we've not been talking about value fields since morning. We have only been working on reporting and we grouped reporting lines into what? Into hierarchies, then we group it to dimension. So anything that has RK and V, just come to another column here and call it fact 5, call it facts. And once you get there, just come over here. You know, this is RK now, you give it F. All this V, you call it what? F. So any other thing that is RK, what do you call it, guys? You are going to call it F. Do you understand?
Please come again, sir.
Fact, our fact file. Anything fact is going to be RK or V. So look at what you have done. Anyone that has RK, call it F or V. You can see now this is RK. That's why I'm calling it F. Why is this thing not responding?
Sir,
Yeah.
that fact, I don't understand it well.
Your fact file is your reporting key or your value feed. So what you need to do is create another column in your paper. Under facts, you are going to look at it. This one, it is R alone. Anyway, what I'm saying is, look at this category now. Category. You can see product ID. It is what? It has RK in front of it. I'm going to call it F.
Yes.
I come to category. You can see category doesn't have it doesn't have RK in front.
Yes,
Neither does it have value in front of it. So leave it blank.
Okay.
Then I come to sales. You see that sales has V in front of it. What do you call it? F. Quantity, it has V in front of it. What do you call it? F. Then you continue doing it like that.
So anyone that is not F will be what?
It will just be looking at you.
Okay. So, okay.
It's going to be blank.
Sir, please, can I see the instruction you mentioned earlier? I want to write it down, please.
I'm sending it to you now.
Okay.
So that is fact. We are done. Are we done, guys?
Yes.
So we've identified, I don't know basically that's that about that. We've done other ID, you just need to look at it. Okay. So once we are done with that, so we want to create our dimension files. So how do you create your dimension files? What we want to do is that we are now going to come over here. We are done with this. Your dimension files are, you just do, we have several Ds now. I believe you guys have like D1, D2. I don't know the number of Ds you have. So let's assume you have 4 Ds. Is an assumption, or 5 Ds. So we just need to write for each of the Ds, write out the members. You understand what I mean? So D1 now, you write out the members as just so don't know, we are not done. No, I want to finish giving the instruction. So D1 can be customer ID and customer name. Then D2 is going to be these guys. You understand? It's not compulsory, it's in the same order as what I have here. I'm just giving you as an example, assuming this is my own work. So we do this. D3, you write it. D4, you write it. D5, you write it. Is that okay, guys? You write out the members. Then you come down again. Fact file. You write out the members. Your fact is going to be what? All the Fs, all the RKs and what? You are writing it out in a separate place. You need to create space. So all these guys are going to be what? Facts. You understand? So you write out the members like that. Customer ID 2 is going to be here. You just write it out. Once you have done writing it out, are you guys with me?
Yes.
Yes. Then what we need to do is, after we are done writing it out like this, you need to create, you don't need to put them clustered together. You just need to write it as a table, like each one in a box. You understand? Each one in a box. And once you are done with that, each one in its own box, basically D1, D2, D3. Once you are done with that, what we want to do now is you need to connect them together. What I mean is, can you see now that we have customer ID here? So I'm going to connect it to what? Why is this thing not writing? I'm going to connect it to what? Customer ID. You understand? Product ID. You just use you just use your pen to draw that line. You understand? You can see we have product ID here, and we also have it in fact. We connect it. D3 too. There's going to be something in D3 that you are going to have in fact too. Connect it. D4, connect it. D5, connect it. Do you understand what I said? Should I repeat it? Guys, should I repeat it?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I want us to basically have a small box. Inside each box, you are going to write the members of the Ds. This is family 1 now. D1, write out its members. D2, write out its members. D3, write out its members. You understand? Basically, I should have created space. Let me just do Control Shift plus Shift cells. Control Shift plus Shift cells. Right. No, this is not what I want to do. Let me just Control X. So you can create space. It's not compulsory. It's clustered together like this. You understand? You can also do it like this. Just make sure it's surrounding. It's accessible to fact file. So you can do it like this self. You can Control S. That's if you have 5. Just put it. Let fact be somewhere in the middle so that eventually you are going to have D1, D2, D3 as a box. You understand? You write down the members, write down the members, write down. If you have D8, just create boxes, write down the members, and once you have written down the members, connect them together. So how do you connect? You connect customer ID to what? Customer ID. Product ID here, you connect it to what? Product ID. Zip code or postal code, connect it to wherever there is postal code, and you just continue like that. Is that okay? Is that okay? Is that okay?
It's okay.
Yeah, thank you. So connect it together like that. So once you are done with this particular step, you are done with today's task.
You are not done, so
I didn't say you are done. I said once you are done. So I want to see, what I want to see basically is, I want to see this. You can put your name on top so that I can know you are the one that did it. And I want to see this table. Take a screenshot of it. You understand? I said screenshots. Take a photo of it, of this guy and this guy, and put your name on top so that I can know you are the one, and send it to the group, to our bootcamp group on the WhatsApp. Use your phone to take the picture and send it. You just want to draw each boxes, put the D1 and the member, D2 and his member, D3 and his members, D4 and the members, D5 and the members. And once you are done, connect them. So customer ID, you connect it, product ID, you connect it, and all other relevant items. I'm waiting for you guys. Once you are done, you can send your own to the group. Ibrahim Rahman. I'm struggling. Ibrahim Rahman.
How with you?
Your pen is not really. Anyway, I will manage it. Don't worry. It's not really clear, but I can't really see what you've written, but it's okay. Nice work, nice work. Even though I can't see it very clearly, but it's okay.
So I've sent in mine.
Yeah.
Actually, I had my row ID and the segment
I've
because
seen
I'm not
everything.
sure.
Don't worry.
Okay, sir.
Resist the urge. As I know, resist the urge. I can see everything. I'm checking your work now. It's okay. I can see your work, Ibrahim. It's okay. I'm waiting for others. I'm waiting for us. I want to see what we have done. Okay. Let me talk where I can get your work now. I'm seeing all our work. Abdebayo Abdurrahman, I can get your work. Temitokpa, I got your work. Okay, guys, I'm still waiting. Or are we not sending? Okay. I can see your work, Engineer Tom. Customer, I can't see customer ID in your work, Engineer Tom, but it's okay. This can, okay, I got that. I'm checking our work. Abdisemi Oladipo, I'm checking your work. I can see all of our work. Okay. Am I still expecting from someone? Yeah, am I still expecting from anybody in our class, anybody that has not submitted?
Yes, I have not submitted. I'm coming.
So basically, let me just quickly delete this guy. Yeah, Clement, I got your work already. Am I still expecting from anyone? Okay, so let me quickly rush through it. We have this guy, and we have, this is correct already. We have house, and this. So we can look at it. I can call this guy row ID and other ID. They belong to different family. They are not in the same family, and there is no hierarchy between them. If I know row ID, doesn't tell me anything about other ID. Yes. Guys, are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can see some of our work, some people grouped them together. So I believe we are all seeing, I mean, you just need to ask yourself, is there, are they in the same family? Row ID is just something very abstract. It doesn't tell you anything about other ID. So they are not in the same family. They are not in the same family. And we have other dates too. Other dates too, let me mute us. Other dates, basically dates is going to have his own family. So there's no relationship between row ID and other dates too. So we are going to call it date array. And I can quickly check, I can see that there is a ship date here. So if I know ship dates and other dates are in the same family, basically. So they are in the same.
So sorry, you're trying to say we are supposed to group dates together, right?
Yes. And
okay.
Yes. Or if you choose, if it's subjective anyway. If you group it or if you don't group it together, I can mark it. You understand? But we can leave it separately, we can leave it together. So I'm choosing to put it separately. If you have two dates in your work, like other dates and ship dates, you can leave it separately, you can put it together. It depends. But
what if I group it with other ID? It's wrong.
Yes, it's wrong. Dates is a separate category, is a separate family on its own, because if you have a month, this data we don't have months. Let's assume we have months. Eventually, you are going to be needing months, month, year, quarter. You understand? So the moment you know a date, you can know the month it belongs. Is that not so? You are going to know the quarter of the year. Okay. So ship mode. I go to my data. What is ship mode? Where is ship mode? Yeah, ship mode is just telling me that, okay, what is the shipping mode that customer has selected? So it belongs to a separate family because a customer on a particular date. Let me explain this one. If I'm a customer, you use Jumia today now. You can choose to use, let's say, express delivery today. And you use Jumia tomorrow, you can use what? Normal delivery. So your ship mode too is independent of anything. It is not dependent on other dates. It's not dependent on whether it's going to exist on a different on a different family on its own. Customer ID, D5, customer name, D5, because they are the same. And I'm going to come to segments. We need to check what segment is. So we are saying that, okay, segment, we have segments here. It may be a little bit tricky and we need to check it very well. So we have consumer, home office, corporate, and we have this, and we are looking what is it going to be? What is it going to be? What is it going to be? So in order to make us understand very well, we want to know if segment, does it belong to a family on its own, or is it part of customer? And which can be a little bit tricky. But when you look at this data very well, what you are going to observe is that what I can do is this. To make it clear to you, I'm just going to select these three guys together. I just want to visualize it very well so that I can see. And I can decide to put a filter. And I want to see that, okay, for a particular segment, we have consumer now. And I'm trying to check consumer alone, or let me remove the filter. Let me remove the filter. For a particular customer name, let us check and filter customer name. You can see now Dave Brooks belong to, he has this customer ID and it belongs to this segment, which means that Dave Brooks as a customer does not belong to any other segment. That is what this is telling us. I'm going to remove this filter again. Let us check another one and see. So the moment a customer does not belong into separate segments, can you see now, bro, see now something is belonging to a consumer segment also. And let us check again, Home Office, Tracy Collins, and it's not by the name. I try to filter it again. And I come over here and I can see now Tracy Collins does not belong into separate what? Into separate segments. So what it's telling you is that if you need to check the data to see. It's so what the conclusion now is that segment is how I have, as a supermarket or a store owner, I've segmented my what? My customers. Customers can belong to consumer, home office customers, and what? Corporate customers. Those are our segments, basically. So it's just, that's what you have. But assuming when you try to scan, you are not seeing that Dave Brooks, it belongs to segments, to consumer segment and corporate segment at the same time, then you already know that they cannot be in the same family. You understand what I'm trying to say? So because what this means now is that I can have 5 customers under what? Under a particular segment, just as we have seen now. If I try to do this and I filter this guy and I check home office and answer me home office, I just want to see all customers under home office. Can you see now that all under home office, I have several customer names and what? And customer ID. Just like under a country, you can have what? Several states. But you cannot have a state that belongs to what? 2 countries. So in conclusion, in short, we already know that segments, I think only one person grouped them together, or 2. 2 people grouped them together as under customer name. It's not about number now. You might have D3 here. As long as your D3, you understand? As long as they belong to the same family, it's not about the number. Then we come to put.id. I think I did this already. D6, 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 this one doesn't need explanation. Then channel ID and purchasing channel is going to be D7, D7. And this guy is going to be D8, 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 D8. So this is actually the most tricky part of the whole task. The moment you miss this part, you made the mistake here, then there is going to be a problem in every other part of your work. So this hierarchy is what you need to get correctly, basically.
Now, you grouped ship mode and ship date together.
Where is it? Ship mode.
Yes.
Oh, I think that was an error. So
Okay.
I was trying to, yeah. The dimension key is very easy, basically. Each one can belong into a separate dimension. You understand? I mean, sorry. Then we check our D3. Okay. D4. Do we have ship mode?
He's the only member of the family.
Yes. Then customer ID is going to be our RK2. Then D6, RK. Then D7, RK channel ID. And RK. And F, What's happening? So what is next? We draw that guy. So basically, the moment you get this correctly, you are going to get that connection correctly. You understand? So what we have now is that we have D1, D2, D3, D4, D5. So, and we have our fact. Our fact, let me just write fact alone out. Our fact is going to be these guys. This guy, and this guy. Then we have our dimensions. So our these, they are called dimensions. You understand? They are called dimensions, and we have several dimensions. We can basically give them a name. This one we can call it, anyway, let me leave this row ID, another ID. And ship mode, we can have shipping, we can just call it ship mode dimension. This one is customer dimension file. Then we have product dimension, purchasing channel dimension, and we can call this one geography. What I want to add is that for our order date dimension, we can call it calendar basically. So in our calendar, we are going to have order dates because it is a family. So we can call it order date. And basically, remember, in this guy, I think it was a mistake from me. I did not mention in this place. These are all the column headers in tables and column and element of charts using, I think I mentioned it briefly, an element of charts used in your reports. You understand? So which means that something can be, I want us to tell me now, is an open question. Something might be an element of charts and it may not be here. Can we give me an example? You know, let's assume I now eventually have a report. I might have a report that is not going to be, let me just open something to explain. I might have a report that won't have these fields in my reporting fields, and it's going to appear in my chart. What I'm saying is this. Let me open, where are you? And can you see now that in the previous dashboard we built, where is it? Yes. I hope you guys can remember. Can you see now that in this dashboard, I have months. I have months, I have quarter, and I have years. And if you check this pivot table, you can see now that I have, where is it? I have it somewhere. I believe you can all remember this task. I have months here, I have year here. But if you check your original data set, does it have months, year, and quarters?
No.
No. So what that, yeah, it does. So the fact that it's not there, it doesn't mean that it cannot be generated. Is that not so? So basically, the moment you know another date, you can know the month. Yes, you can know the month and all the other things about it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just put ship date here. I'm just going to put month, year, quarter, what again? All those things that can be part of a calendar, basically. So we can call it D whatever, D8 or D9. But eventually we want to give.
Hello.
Yeah, I want to.
Since I want to come in there, sir. The fact that if you look at the ship dates, can't we categorize all those items under the ship dates so that they will be a member of the same group instead of labeling them another D? I'm just thinking.
I don't understand.
You know, like you are saying that we can have some items that will be on the report and
Yes.
that might not be on the table.
Yes.
In this case now, when you have the ship dates, the ship date, for instance, can contain the day, the month, the
Yes.
year of a thing. So
Yes.
I'm now saying, instead of you now saying that we should put it in another category, in another hierarchy, why can't we just say everything ship date is under D3? Is it a taboo?
We have other dates. We are putting all of them basically month, year, quarter. We are putting them in the same family already.
What's the name of the family now?
You can call it D, whatever, any D that just pick a and you can pick a D, maybe D.
And how is that different from ship dates?
I still don't understand. Remember what I'm saying is just let me recap. Let me just recap.
Okay.
Let me just recap. Remember we gave all our dimensions name. You understand? And
yes,
you can see now that other dates D3 and ship dates D3. Is that
exactly.
not so? Yeah.
Yes.
So D3, and I'm giving it other dates. I'm putting it on other dates. Ship dates. I'm not saying now that I'm not going back to this place now. Let me just go back to this slide. I'm not explaining that this guy even tells us that our reporting fields can be element of charts that will be used in reports, but they may not necessarily appear in what? In our in the reporting fields. So a common example is what? Is month.
Is what you are just saying.
Yes, month, quarter, year, and anything that relates to calendar, week, day of the month, day of the year, the day name. Let's assume you want to analyze yourselves that which of the days do people buy things the most? Automatically, if you want to do the analysis, you need to find the way to know day of the year. Day of the week, sorry. When you know day of the week, you can now say that, okay, sum all the sales for me for Monday, all the sales for Tuesday. Then you can now say that, okay, people always buy things the most on weekend. Why? Because it is a weekend, they didn't go to work. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, but we are getting there. So I'm not saying that we have all this D1, D2, D3. That basically at the end of the day, we are going to give it a meaningful name. So I now said, okay, this D3 now, we can call it what? A calendar, basically. You understand? This one that looks like state, region, we can call it a what? A geography. We just want to give it a meaningful name. Then we are going to put everything. If you put D2 or whatever, it's not wrong. You understand? We are just saying that eventually in our work, we are going to give it a meaningful name. So we are going to just copy this guy and paste. You understand? Because they belong to geography. Then we are going to have customer. We can call it D customer. Maybe I should just call this one self D geography so that I know that it is a dimension. So Zainab, I can see your hand, but hold on for me. This calendar is a dimension also, you understand? And I'm going to do it like that. So this customer is going to have these 3 times because they belong to the same family. So you are going to have everything like that, basically, as we know, and we are going to connect them together. So Zainab, okay, so hold on for me again, Zainab. So what I just want us to know is that basically in the language of data modeling and in Power BI, any work you are going to have, you are going to start with something big like this. You understand? It may be you may be sent just one file like this, and you may be sent more than one, but most of the time you will have one giant file like this. Never start working with this file. You need to do this activity. Group all your items into what? Into fact file. We already know what facts are. Facts are our values and what? Reporting keys. Dimensions are families. The reporting keys are what you use to connect what? Dimension to what? To facts. So what is a fact file and what is a dimension? The fact file are basically they are like your transaction file. They grow every day. Basically, if I have a store, let's assume Dangote now. In Dangote, what do we call it? Dangote, how do you
Company.
call it? Company, yeah, thank you. In Dangote company, if they have a place they record their daily transaction, basically, they are not going to be repeating some information about what product category. What they only need to do in that transaction file is the order dates, the customer ID, product ID, what channel are they using, poster ID. The moment you know poster ID, you already know other things. So it doesn't need to belong in your what? In your transaction. You don't need to be repeating it every day. Is that not so? your geography will remain the same. Nigeria, since independence, has 36 states. So unless a president comes now and add other states, but we already know that the postal code has been generated already. We have states, they are not changing. The regions are not changing. You understand? Your calendar too will remain calendar. We have 12 months in a year, 50 whatever weeks in a week, 7 days in a week. You understand? 50 something weeks in a year. You understand what I'm trying to say? We have 4 quarters. It is fixed. So it is not going to be repeating. So what you just need to do is you have your facts. You are going to be having your data projects as this. You are going to be starting with this, but it is your job as an analyst to create a data model so that you group your giant file that you have been sent. You group those items into facts and dimension. You group them into what? Facts and dimension. Zainab, please quickly ask your question.
Okay, my question is this. I thought the other time when you were talking about facts, you said our values should be under facts. I don't know if I got you wrong.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, I was asking the question now because I didn't see you put them under the facts table you created.
Oh, it was an oversight. It was not intentional. I was not writing. It was not intentional anyway. So it's part of it. It will still be part of it. You understand? It will continue to be part of it. So what I want to do for us now is that I'm going to quickly show us something in Power BI. We are not going to do. We are only going to watch me. Is that okay, guys? We are going to watch me and I want to show us something. Basically, so are we good to go in the next 15-20 minutes? I believe we have all installed Power BI.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to
Not yet too. Not yet too. But we will do the installation tonight. I will personally tonight. That don't familiar in there.
Funny.
So you can still ask question no.
So invariably you are trying to say that the facts keys, they are constant. Why the dimension could change, right?
No, dimension is not changing. Fact is changing. Fact is updating daily. Dimension is there. It's not changing because let's assume in this my dimension now. You remember in your dimension, basically these are column headers. Eventually they are going to have information inside. The states, your regions, and your country, and your postal code. They are not going to change. It's just going to sit somewhere. Because Nigeria as an example, Dangote has, let's say Dangote stores. We have it in all 36 states in Nigeria. They don't need to be reporting, the number of states in Nigeria are not changing basically. The regions those stores belong to are not changing. So you don't need to put them in your facts. What you want to be putting in fact is, okay, a new customer comes, he or she buys a product and I record the customer ID, the product ID, the channel that person wants us to send the products, the postal code, the sales, the quantity, the counts, and the profit. If profit exists anyway, this is generated, but let's assume we have it and we put it. All these other guys can be generated from the reporting case. We can just have them sitting down somewhere else. Don't worry, you are going to see what I want to show us. Now. So dimensions don't change. Oh, what's happening? I close my Power BI again. Shh.
Go and drop it.
I'm sorry, I closed. That was an error. I wanted to share, but some people are They don't want me to share my screen. We know them.
Sir, the other time you said you sent the PowerPoint slide you were using.
Yes, I will send
I
it.
didn't see it. Where did you send it, sir?
Who is talking, please? At first, sorry.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, is that Zainab? I did this data modeling slide, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I said
wanted
I
to
will.
note down those points.
I will.
Okay.
Future tense or future continuous tense or Oladipo, am I correct? Oladipo, Abdusemi,
Sir,
am I correct?
Sir.
Is it future tense?
yes, it's only future tense.
Okay, thank you. You have to be careful when you have linguists with you. Oh, what's happening? I just opened Power BI and I closed it, and
Is Atitabi in charge?
what do you say? No, I don't know
Is
about that.
Atitabi-
Let her come out herself. I don't know about that.
You people told me to winch.
You are the one that said you always attend meeting now.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
The video you said you will send to us.
I will send it now. I said after today's class, and after today's class can be tomorrow. It's not urgent now. I don't want to overload you. You understand? You have more important tasks. The video is ready. The video is ready, but we had class yesterday. I believe some people want to rewatch some parts, download Power BI, and if I decide to send, it's just additional tasks for you, and it's not very urgent now. So don't worry, I'm going to get it during the week. What's happening? Maybe some people don't want me to. Okay, let me use Excel. No, I'm not using Excel. I want to use Power BI. So I will send the video by tomorrow, most likely. I have the video already, so it's just I don't want to overload you with information. That's all. But if you want me to overload you, I will overload you.
Please
But
don't overload, please. Don't overload.
So that's it. Oh, what's happening? I need to quickly show something, and so some people have challenge installing Power BI. It's showing in class as small. So basically, if you are using Windows 7, you won't be able to install Power BI. You need to have Windows 8. If you are using Mac, there's no Power BI. And if which other group exists again? There's this thing you need to have installed already. So anyway, you just need to download and install. If it's not installing, it's going to tell you that, okay, you need something that you need to have on your system for it to install, and you just install it. So that's case by case study. So I'm going to come to my Power BI interface. Now I just want to show us what Power BI interface is. And my screen is freezing. That's the issue I have at the moment. So but it's going to come up. Don't worry. It's going to come up. It's just okay. What can you see on my screen at the moment?
Power BI desktop.
Yes. So anytime you open Power BI, this is what you are going to have initially. you have, if once you have installed it, if you have not installed it, once you install it and you open it with the icon, this is what you are going to have. Is that okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to, this yellow screen, it always shows. So you need to, oh, this guy. I'm sorry, my screen is still freezing.
Plenty working.
I think we just need to be patient with Windows today.
Yeah. Maybe wow.
Does it move on? Oh, yeah. Hey.
Oh,
Let's go.
and that time is going. What can I do? I'm sorry, please. It's technology failure. Sorry. You can see I'm unable to click anything. I don't know if you can see my.
Yeah, we can see.
Go to the desktop area and refresh generally.
Yeah, I did that, but it's not okay. I think what I should do. Okay, I think it's okay now. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see.
I can see.
Yeah. So again, once you open Power BI, this is what it's going to show you. So I'm going to just, there's a cross sign, a close sign. So just close this guy. And once you close it, you have your interface. So basically this white area that you have over here, this white place, we call it canvas. You understand? We call this place the canvas. Let me just show you. This white screen that I have here is our canvas. So it's like an artist. An artist has a canvas. That is where he mixes different paints together. So that is canvas. And another thing is that we have several interfaces. We have the report view. If you look over here, guys, if we come over here, we have report view. And we have our data view. And we have our model view. So just like any Microsoft product or most products, you can, once you open your file, you want to save your file. You understand? You want to save your file. And we have home, we have this. We can come back to our report view. Can you see now that on my screen, you can see import data from Excel, import data from SQL Server, paste data into blank table, try a sample data set. And I can also come here under my home. Can you see get data, guys? If I click on get data, can you see now that I have some common data sources that I can connect to? Just like when we want to connect to Power Query in our Excel, can you see? And I can click on more. So we want to see more. We want to see all of them, basically. And let us just quickly see it. Once I click on it, it's going to open another window where I'm going to see all the several categories of data sources that I can have. So you can see now that I have file. Under file, I can have these several categories. Can you see PDF, guys? I can connect to PDF, CSV, and all other file type. Database, these are databases. Most of them are cloud services that you connect to. You understand? Unless it is on your local computer anyway. So you can connect it to it on your local computer too. We have some Power Platform data sources. We have Azure, which is Microsoft Cloud Service, and these are the simple different ones it can be. We have other online services which can be, we can see it. Once I click on online SharePoint, Dynamics 365, SharePoint is similar to OneDrive, but it's not OneDrive. So I just want us, is the closest thing I can use to explain. We're on the OneDrive now. So, and we have other data sources. So in this case now, I want to connect to my what? My sales data source. I can just come to from workbook, or I come to get data and from Excel workbook. So the moment I connect to that data source on my computer, remember guys, we have we connect to it just like the way we connect to it in Excel, Power Query of Excel. And I navigate to the location the same way we navigated in Excel. Can you remember, guys? And once we do that, it's going to connect, trying to connect, and it is going to open what? Guess what it is going to open for us? Any guess?
The sales data.
Yes.
No, where we can transform.
Yeah.
Transform, yeah.
The navigator.
Yeah, so we can see now that we have a navigator the same way we always have navigator in Power Query before we enter Power Query. So it is telling me that, okay, in your Excel file, you have a table and a sheet. You need to sample it first and see that, okay, where is the table? Is it what I have? Can you see now that this is our sales data that we were working with? And what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to check this box. This is what I need. What do we click on? Load or transform?
Transform.
Yes, we already know that. Once we click on transform, where does it take us to?
Power Query.
Yes, it's basically going to open Power Query editor, and we can now do whatever we want to do. So I'm going to, don't worry guys, we just have, I'm not going to use overtime. So we have our Power Query editor now. I'm not sure if you can see it. Can we see it?
Yes, you can see.
So you can see now that it's just almost 95% resemblance with Excel, almost the same thing.
Yes.
You understand? So basically, this is our data now. Everything looks good now in terms of the data is clean. It aligns with 7 golden rules of data. But if it doesn't align with it, what do you think you are going to do? Guys, if it doesn't obey 7 golden rules, what do you do?
We extract.
No. What do you do?
We clean it.
Yes, thank you. Once you are clean, once you have cleaned it, that's when you can now start doing anything you want to do. So you start to transform, and so this is Power Query of Power BI. It is the same thing as Power Query of Excel. So all those cleaning technique, don't forget about it though. You understand? You remember I told us that we started Power BI class since like 2 classes ago. So we can do everything now. But what I want to quickly show us now is that you remember we have sorry, some background noise. Mute all. Okay. So I'm sorry guys. You can see this is our data now. All our data. But eventually what we need is this. We need our data as several categories, as fact file, dimension, and then what? All the dimensions. So what I'm going to be doing now is that we can first of all duplicate this data. You understand? We duplicate this data. And this duplicate now, you can now be generating what? Other tables. So which means that I want to first of all generate my what? A table that contains what? Ship mode, customer ID. A table that contains customer ID, customer name, and segment. Remember, they belong into the same dimension. Do we remember, guys? We all know that now.
Yes.
So I'm going to select these 3 items, and I'm going to do what? Remove other columns. Because we don't need it. We are creating our dimension file now. And in this, once I've removed these other columns, you will observe that there are duplicates. So Guys, in this 3 item, which one is the one with lowest granularity, the reporting key? Which one?
Customer ID.
Yes, customer ID. I'm not going to
Customer
right
ID.
click on my customer ID. I'm going to say remove duplicates. Because the thing is that it doesn't have any purpose. If row 1 and row 2 are the same, what are we using it for? Nothing. You understand? It is a dimension. So I'm going to come to the reporting key and I'm going to do what? Remove duplicates. You understand? So I've done that already. Everything looks good. And after doing that, I'm going to rename this table as what? We can give it a meaningful name and call it D customer. We are only putting D in front to show that it is a what? Dimension. So so if you want to rename, it's basically easy. You can do it from here, over here, or you do it from here. So if you do it from here, you just right click and you click on what? Rename. Is that okay, guys?
Yes.
So I have where I'm going now. Just hold on for me. Then I'm going to come to table 2 again. I'm going to what? Duplicate. After duplicating, I want to create another what? Dimension. Remember, we created dimensions now. So I'm going to create all the dimensions. So I'm going to create the geography now. So for my table 2, what am I going to do? I'm going to go to those columns, select it, and I remove other columns, and I remove duplicates. So, So I have it duplicated. I'm just going to go there, country, region, state,
just states,
postal code. And I'm going to do what? Remove other columns.
Remove other columns.
And I'm going to come to postal code, which is the lowest granular, the one with lowest. And I'm going to say that remove duplicates. And I've done that. Yes, everything looks good. I think there is a problem with our data. Let me just confirm. There's a problem with our data. There's a problem with this data. What we can do is there's a problem with this data. I just saw something now. We remove duplicates based on what? On postal code.
Yes.
Yes, but there's a problem with this postal code. What I'm going to do is, let me think. So what we are going to do is we are going to, I'm sorry guys, we are going to assume we don't have postal code as a column. So if we don't have postal code as a column, which one is going to be? Yes, we are going to remove it. We don't need it because the postal code are not real from what I can see. So if we remove it, which one is going to be our lowest granularity immediately?
State.
State. Thank you. So because our postal code, I'm sorry, the data is sent to us. I'm sorry. So I just remove postal code because we don't need it. It is and state. I'm not going to remove duplicate based on what? Because it's the one with lowest gran. Oh, what's happening? Let me just where are you? Postal code, we have postal code Southeast.
It works for me now.
No. There is something I'm saying that is wrong. Is it that I connected to a separate database? Because this my data is only showing me Northeast and I have more than Northeast there. I need to check something. Do you understand the problem I have?
I think the table you brought in, truncated. The table you brought in, sir. The table you brought in.
Okay, it's my table that I connected to.
Or so. Yes, instead of sales table, instead of your sales table.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
because this
is
data, let me just check. Let me just check. This region, we have all our data, but there's a problem somewhere.
Gbogbo
We
kìíní
just
yẹn ó
need-
ti dàrú mọ́ mi lójú o. Ti dàrú mọ́ mi lójú.
What is the daru
Àti
there?
pé I'm loaded already. Maybe
There
you
is no
can
just hold on now. We don't need to complain. I'm not expecting this from us. I'm only showing us. Remember the way we do our class normally is instruction led. We are going to do it in next class. So
But
we don't have cause to complain. You understand? I'm only trying to show us that we can what we've done now in today's class, that we group them into several dimensions and file. We can now implement it with what? With Power Query into separate dimensions and facts, which is what I just want to demonstrate to us. I only said we should watch. In the next class, we are going to be doing it together. You understand? But it seems I connected to wrong data. You understand? So there's no problem, Engineer Tom. You understand? The take home for today is what? Data model.
Peter.
Do you understand? What is our take home?
Thank you, sir.
This data model that we did.
Data model.
Yes.
It's Zainab that is making me to think as if we are doing the class. As she was saying, she cannot see this, she cannot see that one.
So you understand what I'm saying now? So that is just that about that. So in just take note that we already know how to do data model. So in our next class, we are going to start from there. We don't have assignments. Our assignment is you can just go through the video again, go through the slide, and install Power BI. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
It's okay. It's okay.
Do you understand the assignment? I'm not giving us any assignment that you have to submit. The assignment is understand what we have done in data modeling.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I just want to introduce us to the Power Query of Power BI, that you can do everything we have been doing in Power Query of Excel. That's all. Nothing more. But we are still going to be doing it together in our next class.
Okay.
So
thank you so much.
Our time is up already, even if you want to do it. Is that okay?
Thank you very much, sir.
So
thank you very much.
If you have any question, let me know.
Sir, please.
Thank you for your time and thank you for your impact.
Yeah, I will send the video. Sure.
Help us save it with maybe 720 MB so that it can be very clear.
No,
the other one, the yesterday was blur. It's not very clear. It was yes. I observed that. Sir.
But you can change the quality or whatever.
The quality, yes. I cannot
the
really
quality,
change it.
yes.
Yes, it was blur. The quality was blur yesterday. Please help us save it. I think it's from your hand. You can help us save it with higher quality so that we can.
Because the thing is that I don't actually change it anything. I just download. I mean, once you finish a Zoom recording, it is going to convert it to a video file itself. So once the conversion is done, MP4, I upload it and I send the link. I don't do any. You understand? But the question is, the previous ones, apart from yesterday one, are they always clear?
No, they are always very clear.
They are clear. They are clear. Can check the quality you are using to download. Check the quality you selected.
It is the Zoom.
Check the quality you selected for downloading.
Okay. I will try and look into it.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time, sir.
Yeah, thank you too. You are welcome, guys. Okay. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye.